Hey guys, Miss Jones here. I'm going to talk to you guys about the black market and ration books. And to make kind of a connection for you, if you've been to the store recently, which hopefully if you are going, you are, being careful, but you're going to notice a few things that are different because of the economy that we're currently in. All right. So for example, this lovely thing has become a hot item, right? And so the reason for that, actually, I really don't know the reason for that, but we're going to assume it's because people really thought we were going to be in our houses for a long time and this was something we would really need, right? Paper towel. Obviously, I'm out. Disinfectant wipes. Things like this, when you're at the store, you are going to notice there's a sign that says there's a limit of buying one or two of those, right? Well, what is the reason for that? Well, here's a little lesson in economics. It's because there is more of a demand for those items right now than we can supply, right? So those same type of things happen during hardships in economies, which is kind of what we're going through now, but also especially during times of war. So that's where ration books come in. We are not at this point, it's really not even a comparison to compare the two things that are happening in our world versus World War II. But for the sake of making a connection, I thought you might be able to understand if I explained it in that way. But during World War II, my grandpa, he actually lived in Highlandville, and he remembers going to a gas station and having to tear off this little coupon that was a part of his ration book. And guys, when those coupons ran out, he could not get any more gas for the month. And that book was issued by the government. Okay, so it wasn't just gasoline, but it was all types of different goods. Now, when we say goods, that means it's like a product that is being purchased, right? So some hot items back then, of course, would be, flour for baking. That's an example of something that people would actually need, all right? So the deal is when you ran out, you ran out. So that's where the black market would come in. People would upsell these items. If they didn't need to use their ration coupon, then they could upsell these items, and that's an illegal thing to do. But if you think about like the Franks who were in hiding, the government wasn't issuing them any ration books because obviously they were hiding from the government. And so they could not use any type of coupons to buy anything. Also, they weren't even going out in public. So these people that were helping them, such as like Meep and the other characters in the story, they would have to use their own ration books, which was very risky, but also very selfless, which means they were absolutely putting others' needs above their own. Because these ration books, guys, they didn't provide like an excess of like sugar if you wanted to make cakes. I mean, that was like hardly even a thing anymore. I mean, it was the bare minimum. So the fact that these helpers would go ahead and use what the government gave them was very, very selfless. The other thing is that they could get things off of the black market, which is where items were being sold illegally because they were not available to regular consumers. Okay. Now, I hope that makes sense to you guys a little bit because I'm not a history teacher. And so I'm hoping that makes sense. Guys, if you want more information on that, use the Googles. The Googles is there for you. It'll talk to you about the black market, the white market, ration books. There's so much information out there, but I just wanted to make a little quick video to show you kind of how that worked, okay? If people were caught doing these things, there were terrible repercussions, with obviously the worst one being death. I mean, people that were caught helping were often sent to concentration camps along with the Jews. There's so much more information out there, and that's why it's really hard to teach this online because usually we would have such great classroom discussions over these topics, but that just isn't a possibility right now. So if you have questions or if that doesn't make sense, please, by all means, email one of the teachers and we would be happy to discuss it with you guys. Have a great day.